haven't seen it tonight, it was a banger, man. It looked almost pretty much like the first game. Um, the Spurs came out hot at home, first quarter, putting up the buckets. And it's like once the second quarter hit, by the time the second quarter hit, third quarter hit, Knicks got in a rotation, and pretty much in the fourth quarter it was a collapse. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into that. But the Knicks, I would say they didn't even have one of their best games. I mean, they got a couple 20s, but Brunson was 7 for 25. Landry Shamet came off the bench. He did his thing. He definitely like held the bench down. Mitchell Robinson did his thing when he came in the game. That his plus minus ain't too great, but in the clutch times he did what it counted. Cat really held his own, man. He had 21-13, a plus minus of 11 plus, and he played good defense on Wemby. I mean, you can't really stop Wemby, but he definitely slowed him down, and he got off a couple of them jumpers, and he got past him a couple of times. Like, I was one of the people that really believed that Wemby was going to block that shit every time, because for some reason, Cat just seemed like he don't want to use his size and his power that he had. But these last two games, he been living up to Robin like he should. You know what I mean? And I think the Timberwolves really regretting what they let go, because now it's like they looking for a number two. They had one the whole time with Cat. You know what I mean? Um, it was a lot of defense in there, and Anobi held it down. Josh Hart is always a pest. You know what I mean? Even though he ain't had no points in this, which is crazy that they won, even though Josh Hart had no points, but he did other things. He rebound, assisted. He was a terrorizer on defense. He definitely made sure he left his mark. So he didn't do much in the scoring end, but he still showed his presence. The Spurs, let's get to the Spurs, man. Now, Fox didn't do too bad. I feel like he could have stepped up a bit more. They needed a little bit more from the bench. Dylan Harper did what he been doing. Only 50%, but he a rookie. You know what I mean? 15 off the bench. He looking like a vet out there. Let me see. Wemby was off. Like I said, Wemby was off. It seemed like he settled for too many jump shots, too many middies, too many threes. You 7-4, Wemby. Get under the basket, dunk the ball, make him foul you, make him pay. He hasn't been doing that, man. This series so far. Vassell, he could have did better. 38 minutes, 14 points, only shooting 10 times, unacceptable. Wemby need a co-star. From what I'm seeing and what I watch, Wemby need a co-star. They got a nice young team, and it just feel like the New York Knicks just look like vets. That's pretty much what it is. The last quarter is where they basically gave the game away. You know what I mean? Last 9 seconds, uh, it was tied 104-104. Wemby threw a turnover off Castleback. He wasn't even looking for it. I don't know why he wasn't looking for the ball, but I don't know why Wemby chose to outlet it to him instead of just walking the ball up or calling the timeout, man, because there's a chance for y'all to get the last possession and y'all not even in this position. But like I said, young team, that should have been the coach's call. But young team, they going to make mistakes. It's just costing them at the wrong times, because they can literally, if they take out those couple mistakes in the last quarter for both games, the series easily 2-0 Spurs up. Jalen Brunson scooped the ball. Wemby fouled him on a fast break. He made one, missed one. 9 seconds left. They still had time to the Spurs still had time to get the ball back and get a jump shot up. Wemby got a shot. Obviously, any shot he get is open. He shot it from the elbow instead of going in the paint, moving to the paint like he should. Shot the shot over Mitchell Robinson and went off, and they lost by 1. You know what I mean? I'm one of them people who thought the Spurs had a real good chance of winning before the series started, but I also wasn't delusional. I knew that they're a young team. Knicks been here last year, well, not the chip, not the finals, but Eastern Conference. They ready for it. You could tell kind of by like the celebrations after the Eastern Western Conference, where the Knicks was looking like the job not done, and the Spurs, Wemby crying, we fought to make it here and all this stuff like that. To me, it just seemed like they feel like they won a chip just by getting there, and it didn't stand out until now. To me, it was the Knicks just look like a vet team. That's all it is. It's not too much more to be said about the game besides the Spurs let it go. They let this go. They should have won this game. Even the bench, besides Dylan Harper, really didn't do anything for the Spurs, but they were still there. Brunson getting in automatic mode. He didn't have a real good game, 7 for 25. But when it counted, the costly shots, he hit them. When it counted, defense, he got 5 steals. What more can you ask for? He's small. He got 5 steals, and they saying you can't get these games off and win with a small guard. I think Jalen Brunson proving everybody wrong, or at least looking to prove everybody wrong. So, leave your thoughts and comments below. What do you think about that game? You know what I mean? Do you feel like the Spurs had a chance to let it go? I think we all pretty much agree that last couple minutes, the Spurs like really let the game get out of hand again. And that's back-to-back games they lost at the end, where it take a veteran mindset to get you through those times, or a veteran coach, a good coach, to know when to call timeout and call plays. So like I said, leave your thoughts and comments below. What you think of Game 2? What's your predictions for Game 3, man? Game 3, they going back to the Garden. I don't want to keep saying Spurs, but they got to get one. I mean, if they don't get this third one, it's going to be a sweep. You know what I mean? So I feel as though the Spurs going to get this. It's going to be desperation. For some reason in the Garden, the visitors always play better than the Knicks in the Garden, even though with this win, the Knicks is on their historical run of 13 straight. You know what I mean? In the postseason wins, still on this historical run. We gonna see, man. We gonna see, because if the Knicks win and sweep the Spurs and do it convincingly, I don't know if you can question them and saying maybe this might be the best Knicks team of all time. I don't want to go there yet because they didn't win, but they already got further than any Knicks team in like the last 40 years. You know what I mean? So, like I said, leave your thoughts and comments. What you think your prediction is for Game 2? I got the Spurs for Game 2. I feel like it's going to be 10-15 blowout. Knicks going probably. We'll talk about Game 4 next show. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, this is a crazy ass killer. You know what I'm saying? This is Hoover from Silicon Valley. This is Dwight from Dodgeball. I'm on the Buck Bandit podcast. Chris Williams, check it out.
The king can't always be the damn king by itself. I need servants to step up.
Turn me up a little bit.